Welcome to the Oh Hell Yeah podcast.
It's a beautiful day for America.
Go on.
It's a day that, you know what? It's nice to be on top.
Yeah, okay. I think I know what you're saying.
We got an American Pope.
Yes, sir.
Finally.
God bless America.
And God
for real
this time. Now
he means business.
Okay. We were popeless for 2 days. And frankly,
We were popeless for like a week, weren't we?
yeah, I think we were popeless for a week. And at that time, I was like, okay,
Do whatever I want.
do whatever.
I'm going to get as many abortions as I can.
Yeah, I'm going to have gay sex. We're popeless. Why not?
That's your answer to everything.
It is. It is. As soon as someone of any authority turns the other way, I'm going to have some gay sex.
My car ran out of gas. I guess I
have some
better
gay-
have some gay sex.
But the Pope is from the south side of Chicago.
Chicago,
And to
though.
know, you know what's so good about this Pope? It's so nice that the only living human being closest to God on this earth right now has also had a deep dish pizza. Isn't that amazing?
That is
to
kind of
know?
neat. That is neat.
It is kind of neat that there's the guy that is the closest to God, as we know as human beings, has a White Sox cap in his closet.
Somewhere in there.
With
he's-
the other Padres.
He knows who Adam Dunn is.
Yes. Maybe.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy to know?
Do you think him and Obama ever ran into each other?
Probably.
Are they roughly the same age? What if they like lived on the same block? Wouldn't that be crazy?
Isn't it nice to know?
That would suck for every other mother on that block.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like
like
one of
getting-
the kids, yeah, he grew up to be president, the other one grew up to be Pope. What's your son up to?
Isn't it crazy to know that the Pope, the man close to God, also is a Bears fan, and he's always disappointed.
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy? Do you think if the Bears win, then God is real? Because that man asked God, hey, can we get Caleb Williams to have a couple of TDs extra this year?
Yeah, I would love to know which one, because there's the Cubs. He might be a Cubs fan. He might be a White Sox fan.
I think he's a South Side. I looked it up. South Side. He might be a Chicago White Sox fan, or maybe not. Maybe a Cubs, or maybe he loves all teams.
Maybe
in the
Maybe he
Chicago
loves them
region.
all the same.
In the Chicago region.
But if he grew up on the South Side and he's a Cubs fan, that's actually a really bad sign for the Catholic Church.
yeah,
That's not good.
that's not good.
That's not good.
Not good.
That's a traitor.
Yeah, that's a good point. But it's nice to know we have an American, and it's a big day for me personally.
Chicago Pope.
Chicago Popes.
Chicago Pope.
Change the name.
First order of business in the Vatican. No more ketchup on a hot dog. huh?
Okay, all right, there, bud.
No more hot dogs.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
peace be with you.
Peace be with you, and do me a favor, get yourself some deep dish, and get yourself a parka. It's windy out here.
Yeah, it's the winter's here. Our
Oh
cold.
man,
I hope you're ready.
Yeah,
he'll be walking around the Vatican like, you think this is cold?
you
Back in Chicago.
back
it
in
gets
Chicago,
cold.
it's so cold. Oh yeah. Oh no. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? I wonder if this Pope is like, gonna American. It's just so. Isn't it weird that there's a guy in the Vatican right now that is, I don't know, just lived a Chicago life.
Lived a Chicago life. Now, these might be dumb questions, but I don't know the answers to them. Is the Pope, the Pope can't have a wife, right?
No.
Okay. What about, is the Pope allowed to have a drink?
He can have the blood of Christ.
Okay.
That's one hell of a drink.
Okay. But
It's the first drink.
You're telling me this guy's from Chicago? He doesn't like to knock back a couple of sodas?
Wouldn't it, instead of the body of instead of the blood of Christ, can we just have a brewski?
I mean,
instead?
as long as I'm blessing it, what does it matter if it's Natty Light or red wine?
God, the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, and the Bears.
The Bears.
The Bears.
The Bears.
Anyone from Chicago listening to this podcast right now is rolling their eyes thinking these two guys are losers. But you know what? A proud non-sponsor, the church,
Vatican.
the Vatican,
The Catholic Church.
the Catholic Church is a proud non-sponsor. Also, another way
he's gonna make Michael Jordan a saint.
Oh my God, he should.
He should.
At least Tony Kukoc.
I mean, Phil Jackson. I mean, is winning six NBA championships not a miracle?
He's going to make Michael Jordan a saint.
Yeah,
I think he should.
I think he should.
Yeah, why not? Or maybe Dick Butkus.
Dick Butkus.
Sounds just hot to say.
Saint Butkus.
Saint Butkus. That'd be kind of fun.
Oh. Sorry, I interrupted you. What were you saying?
No, it's just funny that that the man in the Vatican is sitting right now on a gold throne, and was also at one point sat in Second City.
Yeah.
And watch terrible improv or good sketch.
Could've been either.
Oh man,
In that city, yeah, you live there long enough, you're gonna see some sketch.
And you know what? If the woke mob finally gets to Chicago and says, get rid of the Blackhawks, it's hurting indigenous people, and it's a terrible, terrible logo and name, then you know what, Chicago? Call yourself the Chicago Popes.
Chicago Popes?
The Chicago Popes.
Come on.
Come on. Cross-checked by the... Cross-checked.
Cross-checking.
From the Chicago Popes. God.
You could wear the hats to the game.
That'd be kind of cool.
Be really
Almost
fun.
close to Ku Klux Klan-ish.
It's a little, you have to be real careful.
You make sure you don't cover the face.
Yes.
But imagine the Chicago Popes as a team. Everyone in the audience dressed as a cardinal, a pope, a priest.
Ugh.
Yeah.
What a fun time. Every game, it's conclave.
Conclave.
They release white smoke every time they're done. They're ready to release the lineup for that night.
Or that'd be cool. Or even a goal.
Yeah, they puff a white smoke.
Puff a white smoke, and if a goal against us, puff a black smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're a boy, don't go.
Yeah, don't.
Don't go to the games. Just, if you read the news, just don't go.
Don't go.
Don't go to the games.
Those are the Chicago Pope games are for adults only.
Yeah, adults only.
Adults only.
But if you're but I'm a Chicago Pope fan. Okay.
Okay, well,
just play it safe. Watch it at home.
yeah, come back when you're older.
Yeah, come back when you're. At least you can grow a beard.
Yeah, I think that might deter.
Yeah, don't
them.
go.
Yeah, don't
go.
Just
Like
don't do it.
to all you fathers out there, like, hey, we're gonna go to the Pope game. Can I come, Dad? Not if you want to be touched by God, son. Yeah. Well, Chicago Popes, put it out there.
Chicago Popes.
That sounds like a good name.
I think that's a great team name.
What would the logo be? Just like maybe just a cross and like maybe a pope with a pope with a
cross that turns into a hockey stick.
You know what? Hockey stick at the end is the cross.
Okay,
he's holding it like that.
Yes,
and he's got
the Pope hat,
Pope hat gown, and he's like this.
Yeah. He's got to have kind of a. Can you imagine the mascot?
Oh my god! I'm gonna put that in AI, and it's gonna blow your mind.
NHL style mascot that looks like the Pope.
And you know what? It's a big day for me.
Yeah,
because here's why. Not only is he American, much like myself.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Thank you for your service.
He's also a Peruvian citizen.
American Peruvians are coming up.
I am this close.
I bet if you called him, he'd answer.
And I'm also Catholic.
Since
all
when?
I can say is,
since when?
I'm a Catholic.
Were you confirmed?
Not confirmed, baptized though.
But not confirmed.
Not confirmed. But all I'm saying is, as a Catholic, Peruvian, American person, much like the Pope, all I can ask is this: is Pope Leo the 14th or Pope Robert Provost, Bobby
Prov,
would it kill
Bobby Pope?
Would it kill you to repost a reel from Edmundo?
Come on,
Would it kill you?
If we could get that papal repost,
Oh.
are you kidding me?
Repost Edmundo.
Oh.
I'm Peruvian American like yourself.
Can we get a repope?
Repope me?
Friggin' repope us. We're not asking for much, just a little repoping.
Wouldn't that be a great
I'll
business?
drop a couple bucks
Instead
in
of
the
repo
collection
man,
plate.
repope man.
Repope man.
And then instead of taking the guys that take your car and some dirty, greasy guy pick up in a van, it's actually just guys dressed as popes, and they take your car away, and you can't fight them because they're men of God.
They're the Pope. Yeah, they're men of the cloth. You can't fight
Repope.
that guy.
Men of the
Repope.
cloth.
Repope men.
That would have been a good name for the podcast.
Men of the cloth?
Men of the cloth. And it's just us who just really love
We just
denim
love
fabric.
yeah,
we just didn't know.
We just have strong feelings about denim.
And then Catholics show up.
Oh,
and
is that
like,
a religious
This is
thing?
not what I thought.
Yeah.
So yeah, new pope.
New
What church did you go to as a kid? Did you go to church?
No.
I thought you played in a Christian school.
I did. I went to a Presbyterian college. But
Well, that is a Presbyterian. Is that like fish only thing?
no, it's one of the more lax ones.
It's Presbyterian.
Presbyterian.
It's okay. We'll get the jokes.
No, that's no. It's Presbyterian. They're.
What's the whole?
I don't know. You'd think I'd know.
Okay, I look at it like this. Christianity and all that stuff, it's like Nike. And then you got Air Max, which are like the Catholics. And then you got Presbyterians, which are kind of like, I don't know, shocks or something. Or
Okay.
So it's like different sections of...
Yeah.
They all believe in Jesus. They all believe in God.
Of course, yeah.
They all believe that he died for our sins.
Yeah.
They believe that in the manger and, the wise men. Was it wise guys or wise men?
Wise guys.
The wise guy.
You're thinking of the wise guys.
Yeah. The three wise guys came bear gifts.
Frankincense and
Frankincense, fresh frankincense from
Fresh
Colombia.
frankincense.
This is not cut with anything else. This frankincense is pure frankincense.
Pure Colombian frankincense.
You want to get your neck bolted? What's that? Oh, Frankenstein. Anyway, what was I
But yeah,
saying?
Presbyterian. The best way I can describe my understanding of Presbyterians is by describing part of the rule book for living in the dorms, which did specifically say no cohabitation,
What does that mean?
no boys and girls sleeping over,
No mingling.
no sleeping over.
No sleeping over.
No
But they can
sleeping
come
over.
over and hang out.
They can come over and hang out.
So
So
you
no
can get-
sleeping over.
So you can fool around, but they can't stay.
And I think the words they used were no genital manipulation in the dorms. But our RAs were did tell us, like, technically we cannot enforce that.
Right.
Because if we suspect that there's something going on in your room, we have to come knock on your door, ask to come in. If you say no, we have to come back in 5 minutes, knock on your door, ask if we can come in. If you say no again, we have to wait 5 minutes, say, I'm going to go get the key.
Right.
Then wait 5 minutes, then go get the key, then come
Right,
in.
there's a
So
dance.
technically, you can't have sex, but also we're not enforcing.
So their exact phrasing was genital
I
manipulation.
want to say it said genital manipulation,
Now-
but I can't be certain.
If I was there and that was told to me, I would put up my hand. I'd be like, listen, let's have some specificity here. What about self-genital mutilation? Does it have to be another hand? Can it be my hand?
Interesting.
Does it have to be another hand?
Interesting. I don't remember the wording,
Does
but
the
I think they were also discouraging jacking off.
Now, can the person does the person have the whole person have to be in the room for the genitals to be manipulated? What if they just put a hand through the window and just jerk me
Hand
off?
through the window and jerk you off? That's a great question.
Which is always
I mean, then the genital manipulation is still going down in the dorm, so maybe you'd have to put your dick out the window.
yes.
Okay, I think we found the loophole.
There's
so
always
if
a
anyone here
hole to
goes
be
to one of
looped.
these schools,
Yes. No genital manipulation in the dorm room. Okay.
Okay.
How about I stick my genitals out the,
Out the
window,
window.
and it gets manipulated by someone outside
see
the dorm
what
room?
happens.
What are you going to say to that?
Yeah.
That's the way you
Take
do it.
that, Whitworth administration, Whitworth University administration.
Now, I'm not saying I'm small, but I'd really have to press up against that wall.
Yeah, I'd be getting in
Yeah,
there.
right up against that windowsill. I'm like going
Pretty, yeah, it's going to be pretty tough for me to be
Better be a warm day.
in the room and out the window, if you know what I mean.
Better be a warm day.
Yeah.
If it's a cold day, I mean, I'm gonna have to. I don't know how much I could get
I
through
don't
that
know if it's,
windowsill.
I'm just calling. I'm calling it a day.
Yeah, I don't. She's not getting past the sill.
Yeah, on a cold day, I am not one full sill.
I'm not. I can't go through a sill on a cold day. On a hot day, I can.
Hot day,
I'll
I'm a
jump that
sill
sill.
and a half, easy.
Sill and a half. But on a cold
crap,
day,
cold
no,
day,
I'm
no,
like, no, I'm not getting past that sill.
No.
No.
But yeah, that's what a Presbyterian is to me. They're like, yeah, we believe all the same stuff, but also you're gonna do what you want to do.
So what are you called? So there's Catholics. Are you Presbyterian? You're Presbys? Are you Pres?
I have heard them referred to as the chosen frozen
The chosen
or
frozen.
the frozen chosen.
Frozen chosen?
Yeah. I don't really understand where that came from, but I do remember hearing that.
Oh, that almost sounds like a Jewish sperm bank.
That's a business idea.
Frozen chosen?
The chosen frozen.
Welcome to Frozen Chosen.
Okay.
That's I don't know. I don't really have an accent. I don't really know. I was like, how do I do that? Do I do a Jewish? Welcome to Frozen Chosen. Frozen Chosen sounds like a great Jewish sperm bank.
It does.
They're the chosen ones, and they're frozen.
And they're frozen.
And they're fresh.
And they're so fresh.
Frozen Chosen.
Yeah.
I think we just came up with a business idea.
Yeah, and if you're a 6 foot tall Jewish guy, hit us up. 'Cause we want to buy your gunk.
Man, if you got a full head of hair and you're 6'2" and you're one of the chosen ones,
We're gonna want that sperm.
Put your gunk.
We're
in
gonna
a
pay good money for that nut.
Get it in the bank.
Get it in our bank.
Oh my God! Frozen chosen. Sperm bank. Love banks. No.
We got to do it.
We got to do it.
We got to do it.
Is there any Jewish investors that want? I'm sure, honestly, if I could be totally honest with you, I guarantee you, there's someone.
This exists.
This
in some
exists
way
somewhere in Williamsburg.
Somewhere,
this is
or
somewhere
Israel.
In Israel for sure.
There's definitely a.
And in Israel, if there's not a frozen chosen sperm bank, you guys are missing out.
You're really missing out on some golden marketing opportunities.
Yeah. And that's all I support when it comes to that country.
We support the frozen chosen sperm banks.
And that's it.
And, the daily life of the people who live there and aren't, doing anything naughty.
Mm-hmm. Wow. World diplomacy described as naughty. There's a holy war and a genocide happening. Like, you guys are getting...
That's naughty.
That's not... It's a bit of a...
Bibi Netanyahu, I actually think you're being very naughty and you're in timeout until you learn how to not do genocide.
Who do you not yet who think you are? I'm trying to really hard. He's a hard name to say.
Netanyahu, do you think you are?
Netanyahu, who do you think you are?
That should have been the name of the podcast.
Netanyahu?
Netanyahu, do you think you are?
Yeah, just a daily reminder of you. This guy's a fucking tyrant.
Every day going, who do you think you are?
Well, you know what? I wish I could donate sperm, but I can't because I'm under 6 feet tall.
I feel like I missed the boat on that. I should have been selling loads.
For sure.
I never even looked into it.
Just you in a cooler, just showing up and like, got it.
I was doing all that work pro bono for all those years.
Yeah. Oh my God, man. Knowing you.
I mean, I was still donating. I would just show up with a jar
of crusty socks.
Yeah.
I preserve the socks.
My swimmers are strong. You just need to get a little water on them.
They're
in
there. You just got to reignite the sock. Yeah. I can proud to say I've never jerked off in a sock.
Never. I can't say that.
No. I'd say about it. It's like, what is this?
If it's a clean sock, I'm going to wash it. What do I care?
I guess. And to me, it was a mental thing. You
didn't want to put it on after you knew it had been busted in?
Well, I just didn't feel. I looked at my socks and like, these are my jizz things.
Yeah, but I got 20 socks that are all the same. You throw that in the wash, they come out.
That's why you don't know. But
you can tell yourself that I've never nutted in that sock.
But if you've done it so many times, at one point, they've all had a turn.
Sure, I wouldn't say I did it that much.
Okay.
That was a desperate measure. If I'm nutting in a sock, I'm doing it quietly in a
right. I'm old school. Yeah. Kleenex on the chest and fall asleep. Kleenex.
Okay. I care about the environment, so I got a couple towels that I'll wash.
Actually, I use a ShamWow.
Those are really absorbent.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
It's absorbent, it's reusable, I think.
And then you wash your car
and then I get a Scrub Daddy. Anything with a Shark Tank, I really use.
Scrub Daddy. You fucking Scrub Daddy's little mouth.
What do you do? What's your ejaculation routine? Well, what I do is I do it on my chest. I get a Scrub Daddy and just wash the sin away.
Oh, Lordy. Oh, Lordy. But he's smiling at you.
That's the creepy one.
Yeah, you got that immediate post-nut shame, and then Scrub Daddy's smiling at you, and you're like, well, if Daddy's proud of me, Scrub Daddy's proud of me, I didn't do anything wrong.
There's no way in hell there hasn't been a man or young adolescent teen that hasn't made love to a Scrub Daddy.
100%.
It's just right in the mouth.
100%. Could not have felt good.
No way. But you tried it because you
tried it.
There's a mouth.
You had a wig. You put a wig on the Scrub Daddy. He made a tiny wig for a Scrub Daddy.
You're like, well, at least it'll be clean after.
Yeah, and I'll squint.
Yeah. And then you said to yourself, oh my God, that was abrasive?
Yeah,
that hurts.
My dick feels clean. My dick feels exfoliated.
And I don't like that it fit.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping like, oh, I guess you're not for me.
Yeah. I was hoping I'd split it in half, but no.
Here's the thing.
Very much intact.
You don't just need one Scrub Daddy if you're to do it. You need at least 7. You need like a nice
7. Okay, buddy.
Oh,
whoa.
Well, they're an inch each.
All right, you can't. You're not one sill, but you're 7 Scrub Daddies.
Listen,
we got to check the conversion rate on sills.
Listen, I never said I made it to the end.
You just like having a little breathing room.
I'm hopeful. Maybe I'll fill it.
I'll grow into it.
I'll grow into it.
Like when you buy shoes that are a little too big when you're a kid.
Hey, it might happen. Anyway, back to the Pope.
Back to the Pope.
Bobby Provost.
Bobby P.
Bobby P.
We got a repope.
Louis XIV.
Repost our shit. Come on.
It's going to be kind of wild that there's going to be a Papa who's going to
Papa,
go to the White House and meet good old Don, and he's just going to like, pleasure to be here, Mr. President.
And
although
Christ,
you've had
Christ be with you.
Praise to be with you. It's although you've had multiple divorces and you don't seem like you're too fond of the poor and the sick. Just don't worry. I'll talk to God about it.
Yeah, well, I'll give him I'll put in a good word for you.
And you know what? We have an American Pope, and for God's sake, keep him away from J.D. Vance.
Keep him away.
Keep him away. J.D., stay away.
Stay away.
Give
You're
it a
not
year or
allowed
two.
Anywhere near a pope.
Don't get away from our popes.
You've
JD.
lost pope privileges. You've
Yeah.
lost papal privileges.
Yeah. Sorry.
Think about what you've done.
Yeah, you should be. You're popeless. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you killed the freaking pope. You don't get to play with another pope. Sorry.
Proud non-sponsor is Pope.
Proud
Louis.
non-sponsored.
Also,
JD Vance.
Also, I thought about this too. We have proud non-sponsors. Also, not brought to you by us.
Not brought to you. Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
brought to you by the Church of Scientology.
Not brought to you by the Church of Scientology.
Not brought to you.
They'd love to.
They would love.
We said no.
They would.
We say no to them 2 to 5 times a week.
Oh
I'd
my
say.
God! First of all, they would come in here and they'd be like, "Can you replace those mics with e-meters?" And take off the camera. Keep the camera on.
Keep the camera on.
Keep the camera on.
Keep the camera
Flip
on.
the viewfinder.
Tell everyone Shelly Miscavige is fine.
Yeah, and let's hear some secrets.
Ooh. Is that what they do?
Well, I did a deep dive in Scientology.
Yeah.
Because you got to do what you got to do for your career.
Of course,
So
yeah.
Maybe this will work.
We've all thought
Maybe
about
they'll
it.
tell Meta, they're like, hey, bump up the reels on the kid.
Yeah, maybe we should talk about Scientology more.
And
Praise Xenu.
Praise Xenu.
Not brought to you by Xenu.
Not brought to you by Xenu.
We're open to it.
Open to Xenu.
Open to Xenu. Xenu, we're open to offers.
Not brought to you by Xenu. So the way it works is basically the e-meter is literally 2 metal cans that you hold on, and it's basically a rudimentary kind of like simplistic version of a lie detector test.
Okay. It's just kind of like tracking like your heart rate and
Yeah,
stuff.
so they're going to ask you. So basically, it's kind of like a question period where they say, "Tell me about your father. Tell me what like," and and they kind of get an idea that like, oh, these are. Basically, the guy who's reading your e-meter will see that, like, oh, he has a lot of built-up tension when he talks about his sexuality or whatever. So that's something we got to work on. When meanwhile, someone's taking notes and, blackmailing, if you will.
Oh,
So
interesting.
all things are
So they
taken
can
off
use that dirt on you.
all the information. Yeah,
Interesting.
That's what they say.
Should we go get our meters read? Should we go get our thetans read? Should we do it?
Yeah, I think the way it works is they have a
Should we do it as a joke?
a joke for like 20 years and see. Wouldn't that be fun?
No, I'm signing over all my belongings as a joke.
The bit is in play.
I'm so committed. I'm not in a cult. I'm committed to the bit.
No, yeah, I divorced my wife and refused to speak to her or any of my family for the bit.
For the bit, I'm gonna go work on a cruise. Maybe never get off that boat.
Yeah.
For the bit.
I'm cleaving Robert Miscavige's fucking yacht with a toothbrush
For the bit.
I'm watching him have sex with multiple men in a room and forced to clean and tape for the
bit.
God, don't you get it?
I'm letting Tom Cruise take my blood for the bit.
I'm recording John Travolta making love to a security guard on a jet plane on the way to a remote island for
the bit.
Don't you get it?
Isn't that funny?
God.
You don't get comedy.
You don't get performance art.
No.
I'm sorry. You know what? All they say is commit to your bit here in Los Angeles, and that's what I'm going to do.
We just,
I'm going to walk into Scientology and be like, oh, why don't you give me one? Why don't you go?
I don't know what I want to do with my life.
I need guidance to show me where to go. And then like wink and a nod. I'm like, okay, here we go.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Thetans, yeah, clear them out. But honestly, get rid of them. I don't want them anymore.
Next thing you know, I'm signing over my banking information to some guy in a white coat, or whatever that is.
So funny.
So isn't it funny?
That's so funny.
Although it is kind of, there's a restaurant that's close to the Scientology building, which exists in Los Angeles. It's right on Fountain.
Huge blue building. Can't
Huge
miss
blue
it.
building. They have a whole block, really.
Yeah. Line's always closed.
L. Ron Hubbard Drive.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Right across the street from the hospital.
Great open mic. At the no, have you not been to the open mic on L. Ron Hubbard Drive?
I wouldn't be surprised if there was one.
Comics will go anywhere.
They'll do it.
We are the cockroaches of entertainment. You'll find us in places like, what are you guys doing here? You guys are doing a show in a landfill?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a don't tell.
Yeah, it's a don't tell comedy.
It's the best show in town.
Yeah. Don't you think? Yeah. Do you want on?
Yeah. No, you can't get on.
Well, there's a waiting list. If there was a show in a landfill in Los Angeles, there'd be like you would submit to it, and then it would take 2 months to get on.
If I right now made an Instagram, like a fake Instagram for a comedy show that takes place in a landfill in Los Angeles, within 2 days I would have 100 messages.
Wouldn't that be funny? Like you should definitely. We start an Instagram page, and we'll call it I don't know, Smell Good Comedy.
Smell good.
Smell good comedy. Feel good, smell good. And you take pictures from like just you on stage or a bunch of comics on stage, and then you replace the audience with just a pile of trash. There's going to be a couple guys, me included. I mean, those DMs being like, here's my tape. I've been on Sirius XM Radio and Hulu.
I'm available every Wednesday in June.
I'd love to do it.
Please consider me. Thanks. Thanks for your time.
I have a big thing coming up. I'd love to do a 5-minute set. Can I please do Smell Good Comedy?
We did in Seattle one time. We used to do this monthly show, and one month we called it a festival. And when we put out the poster and started like promoting the show, we called it a festival, and we had like a festival announcement. And at the end of it, it was like, submit to the festival at this email address. And then we made up a very, very fake email that had like it was like at Gmail, at Google, at Yahoo.com.
Right.
It's like very clearly a fake email.
Okay.
And I did have 3 or 4 people message me to be like, hey, that email bounces back. How do I submit to your festival?
Yeah. Do you want me to hand deliver my tape? Comics, we're so low. Yeah. We're so hungry. I was in New York City.
New York City.
And I do a New York.
That's where they make the best salsa.
When they make the best salsa. And it's a great place to get, I don't know, seafood bisque.
Seafood bisque?
Yeah. Clam chowder. Get some clam chowder in
hummus.
New York City.
Actually, hummus. You could probably get a pretty good hummus in New
Yeah,
York.
you probably get good everything.
Basically everything.
Yeah,
it's you probably could get some really good salsa.
Restaurant capital of America.
Everything except for tacos. They don't know how to do Mexican food out there.
No Mexicans there. God's country. Okay. That's terrible to say. Anyway, what I love about New York City is that I just love that you can get kind of fast food that isn't fast food, like a bacon, egg, and cheese.
Yeah. Oh, the bacon, egg, and cheese.
Truly, I couldn't think of a sandwich that probably hits home for you so well.
It's so good. It's so good.
How do you get it? How do you get yours done?
I do mine Kaiser roll, bacon, egg, and cheese, salt and pepper, a little bit of ketchup, a little bit of hot sauce.
Interesting. Yeah. Mine is bacon, egg, cheese on everything bagel, pepper ketchup.
Yeah, that's nice.
This is so good.
It's so nice because you can just go. LA does not have this, which is
it's our taco stand. Though.
Yes, but even that, like, you kind of can't get up at any hour. I guess maybe it's just more of an afternoon to night thing for us. But yes, it's just in general, I would say New York has a lot more like cheap food options that are also pretty good.
Pretty good. I don't want to say they're healthy.
No, of course not.
But every bodega I went to, I can get a green juice, and they fucking make it right in front of me, and then it's kind of sick, kind of sweet.
Sick.
I stayed in
Were
Brooklyn.
You sucking down green juices the whole time?
Almost
Sucking down green juices, buddy.
Is that like a slur for a racial group? You sucking off some green juices?
Sucking off some green juices.
You said juices. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Which you can find at Frozen Holy Ones. What would we say called?
Frozen Chosen.
The Frozen Chosen.
Yeah, if you want to suck on some green juice.
And some Frozen Chosens. Suck them off and then put them in Frozen Chosens. So I stay in Brooklyn Heights. Beautiful. Beautiful part of town.
Beautiful.
Stayed there. I was anti-Brooklyn, like, because when you move to New York, like, I got to be in the heart of it. But Brooklyn was my speed. I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved the speed of Brooklyn. It was fun. It was great. Me and the wife, the dog, walking around.
The Nets.
The who?
The Nets.
The Brooklyn Nets.
Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah,
They're around. I mean, not right now because it's the playoffs.
Truly I don't know. Is there fans of the Brooklyn Nets?
I don't. That's a good question.
You gotta be a
Jay-Z?
Knicks fan.
Jay-Z?
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z. He's
Um,
got to be a Nets fan.
we weren't that far from Barclays Center, actually. But I loved, we're in Cobble Hill, met with some friends, had some great food. It was my birthday. Thank you for the gift.
You're welcome.
Which is our friendship.
Which was a text.
Which was a text. That's automated. But all great. Did some fun shows. Did a Don't Tell show. We did New York Comedy Club, which was also great. Shout out to those two places. And then I went to Florida and hung out with my the in-laws a little bit. I thought I was a little worried because you go from New York City to a 55-plus community in a cul-de-sac.
Yeah, from the city that never sleeps to the
city
community that is always kind of asleep.
Yeah, or afraid to go to sleep.
Yeah,
They're afraid to
That's-
not.
all right, that's better.
They're
Yep.
afraid not to wake up.
Yeah, See, that's-
The community that sleeps forever, eventually. They're not that old, but they're old.
yeah. And I imagine that some of the folks in that community are quite old.
Quite old. But then you get the guy who's like just 55, who's
He's got to be the king of the community.
Here's the thing: if you're just turned 55, you're like, get me in there. I'm like,
yeah,
you're
what's
not-
up with you?
You're not that old.
You're not that old. I'm only 17 years away from that. You're only 13 years away from that.
11.
11.
I'm a decade and a dime away from fucking a dime and a penny
Yeah,
away
the-
from like, yeah.
For the difference between you and that is the same as the difference between you and 33-year-old you.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. If you're 55, you just turned 55, and then you're like, get me in the old folks community, get me in the 55 plus community. And everyone in there is 60, 70, 80,
Yeah.
maybe 90. 90, you're kind of getting into hospice mode because you need, you're shitting in a bowl and fucking rolling around.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
they're all kind of in that older range. But if you're 55, listen, if you're 55, you could still pull a 40-year-old woman.
Yeah, there's a lot. You got a lot life. You got a lot to live still. 55. What are you going there to hustle old people at poker?
I don't get it. Why are you there? I saw
to
one
be the
guy.
best at pickleball.
I
in
saw
your
one guy that
community?
wasn't fully gray. He looked young. He was in the gym, and I was like, I know you're just like 56. You don't
Yeah,
need to-
what's the appeal, buddy?
You
What's your angle, buddy?
What are you doing? You trying to take advantage of an old lady?
Yeah.
You trying to get some blue hairs to bank account?
Yeah.
You trying to get some property in this deal?
Are you trying to befriend as many like old people without children as you can, so that maybe they kick you a little cash when they go?
This is a nice segue.
Actually, that might be my retirement plan.
This is a nice segue into my next topic. I need you
Okay.
to give me 1 to 2 words, and we're going to say it at the same time,
Okay.
describing the situations happening right now with Bill Belichik and his 25-year-old girlfriend.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Cool.
Kidnapping.
Do you know what's going on?
A little bit.
Bill Belichik, who's 73, is
Dating a
dating
24-year-old?
25-year-old,
Okay.
who's his publicist,
Okay. I did not know that.
but also,
She's on the payroll, is what you're telling me. So he gives her money every month.
oh, buddy, you don't even know the half of it. There's more in the playbook.
But like officially, on the books, he gives this woman a salary.
Well, listen, for this podcast,
What do we think that means?
For this podcast, I need you to stay up with these events because I'm in tuned. I'm like watching this happen. First of all, 73, 72 years old, a legend,
Sure.
dating a 25-year-old,
Most successful coach in the history of the NFL, probably.
one of the most successful coaches in all of sports.
Yeah.
And your girlfriend, listen, I'm all for
Your
adults.
girlfriend, I would say, too young for me.
Too young for a lot of. Listen, I'm all for adults finding love. If they're both legal, totally cool.
If they're both, I think I think I mentioned a couple podcasts ago. If everybody's over 26, I think it's especially fine because that's when your brain stops growing.
Yeah, but Billy,
Billy,
why not a 30-year-old, 32,
32. Come on,
20? You could get away with that. People are like, oh, she's a little younger. 25 is
25 is really young.
Granddaughter.
Yeah, that's granddaughter status.
Granddaughter status.
Has he been married or had kids?
Sure. I hope so. Probably not. He's not a good fucking, husband. Probably.
No, I can't. I mean, he couldn't have been.
He's like his wife's trying to make love to him. He's like, texting Tom Brady like, "Oh, what do you think about this formation?" You know.
Let me hit it from the back so I can watch game film.
Anyway, but the girl, I think her name's Jordan. Now she's under
Proud non-sponsor of the show.
proud
the Belichik
non-sponsor,
family.
not brought to you by the Bill Belichik family. But apparently she has like just acquired $8 million worth of real estate in her name
Okay.
in Nantucket
Okay.
and like in the fucking Martha's Vineyard. So
Okay.
how did she get these houses out of nowhere?
Billy's money?
Maybe Bobby. Maybe Billy. You know, Belichik. Maybe Belly's got to give you some money for you. Then. But
I saw bits and pieces of that interview where they like, how'd you meet? And she's like off screen, like,
we're
"Don't
not
answer
talking about that.
Seekingarrangements.com. There's no shame.
No shame.
No shame.
No shame.
No shame if you're not ashamed.
No. Hey, listen.
We don't care what two consenting adults, what kind of like financial / romantic agreement you have. I don't care.
I don't care. If you listen, if you got a sweet tooth and you need a daddy in your life, get it,
Get
girl
it.
or guy.
Yes,
Get
queen.
Yes. Milk that man.
Milk
Get
him.
Milk him, and then milk him for his money.
Milk him. Frozen chosen
Milk him.
style.
Now, what do you do if you're a 72-year-old man and you're single and it's happening?
Okay.
It's happening.
It might.
It might happen. No, it's not true. You might be. Who knows?
I'll probably be dead by then.
No. I think with AI, we might be living till we're at 150.
How's AI going to keep me alive? My brain's going to be so full of microplastic in 10 years.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right. I guess
I'd stop eating it, but it just tastes so good.
it does. It's like a nice little like sprinkle of plastic in your meals. It's
Yeah.
kinda nice.
Yeah, it's like it's got that umami.
Yeah.
How come microplastics has so much umami?
Umami.
Umami.
Umami sounds like it would be a great because umami, and then it always almost sounds like a Latino saying, "Hey, mommy,"
Yeah.
but it's also Asian for umami.
Ooh, mommy.
Umami.
Ooh, mommy.
That'd be a great Japanese, Puerto Rican fusion restaurant.
Ooh, mommies. What's Puerto Rican food like?
I don't know.
I'm trying to think of how I would fuse the two.
I don't know. Maybe some
Empanada. Nigiri?
nigiri, they kind of tempura and
Yeah, tempura empanada.
tempura empanada. But that'd be kind of a umami. Is like you walk in and all the servers are like hot babes, but they're also serving Japanese food, and but they're Puerto Rican,
And
and there's a fusion thing going.
it's a fusion thing going on.
Umami.
Umami.
We're coming up, dude. I don't.
We're full of great ideas today.
I
We
just-
should be Don Draper.
we should be on Shark Tank.
We should be on
Is
Shark
that even
Tank.
a show anymore?
I don't know. I had a good marketing idea the other day. Tapatio. How come you haven't done like a tap? Let me tap that.
Tio.
marketing
Let me
campaign.
tap that, Tio.
Let me tap that, Tio.
And Tio is like a
He's
nickname.
like is a man.
Is a man.
Your uncle, and he's eating a burrito. He's sitting there. He's eating a burrito. He's eating a slice of pizza. It doesn't matter what it is. Popcorn.
Yeah.
And the nephew comes in and says, "You're eating that with no spice?" He says, "I don't know." And he says, "Let me tap that, Tio." Bang, bang. Flavor explosion. Suddenly, Tio has a 25-year-old girlfriend. He's the coolest guy on the block.
How about this? Gay bar,
Okay.
hot older Latino man bending over, and someone goes, "Let me tap that, Tio," and he turns around and goes, "Huh?" And I mean the tap it.
I want the sauce.
Yeah.
And he's like, "I got sauce for
And
you."
yeah, so you think he wants to tap that, Latino
Tio.
uncle's ass, but he
Yeah.
actually wants just a drink.
He's a Zio, like Zaddy.
Zaddy, yeah. Is Tio like Latino unk?
I mean, you would know better than I would.
I don't know.
I think it's uncle for sure, but I don't know if it has.
Yeah, I think it's Tio. Like, hey, Tio.
Hey,
Like, I think it's
Tio,
like unk.
kind of like Unk, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zio. It's like Unk Zaddy.
We got great ideas.
Uncle Zaddy.
Frozen Chosen.
Frozen Chosen, Zio. Can I tap that?
Tio. Chicago Popes.
Chicago Popes.
Come on.
Come on.
It's a fucking crime. It's a crime this podcast isn't huge. It's a crime.
It's a crime.
It's a crime.
It's a damn shame.
But anyway,
is what it
Belly's
is.
got a 25-year-old girlfriend, and I'm a little surprised that University of North Carolina, which is like, kind of like Bible Belty kind of spot, is like okay with this.
What is you? Oh, because he works there now.
He's a coach.
Yeah, but they're a public school, so they're godless.
That's true. And she's walking around.
They're academia. They're the enemy of
Yeah.
the our great leader.
Great. And he is great. Only because INS and immigration might be tapping into this podcast. And
Yeah,
everything they do is
And they're going to
A-okay
check
with
your
me.
phone when you come back. That's for sure.
And what are they going to find? Is listen, even if we were saying something bad, the views aren't there. Who's watching? Who cares?
Yeah, we're not influencing anyone.
Anybody. We're barely influence ourselves.
I think most of our listeners are hate listeners. I think the people who listen every week are the ones who fucking hate our asses.
I think the people that listen, they just tune in and be like, still low.
Yeah.
And just laugh. And that's fine.
And that's fine. Hey, we get that view.
Yeah. Okay, everyone who's watching right now this podcast, just keep it on.
Keep it on. Leave the house.
Yeah, keep it on.
But you can do the little like repeat
Yeah.
on Spotify, I think.
Uh-huh.
Put it on repeat. Just leave.
Yeah.
Just go. Just drive.
Just actually, go run an errand. We'll be here. Just
We'll be here.
Leave
Just
us
kind of
on.
chatting.
Leave us on.
You'll come back. We'll be coming up with a business idea that involves diapers or something.
Yeah, then we're not going to actually act on or do anything outside of just mentioning it on this podcast. Maybe a reel, but outside
Yeah,
that,
it
no.
could be a reel.
It could be a reel.
It would be a real, which you
just-
could share.
Which you could share.
You could share.
But you won't.
You won't, and neither will the Pope, because he actually doesn't care about helping people.
It's just so. I just can't get over the fact that there's a man in the Vatican who's like full on.
Dangle.
He's like belched from having too much deep dish.
Yeah, that's sick.
Isn't that funny?
I think that's freaking sick.
Isn't it crazy that there's a guy in the Vatican right now that owns a Blackhawks jersey?
Oh man, he's got to pull that out for Lent services.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
That is really cool.
I wonder if there's a guy out there that just like in the Vatican right now that, maybe took an improv class at Second City.
I hope so.
I hope so. He's like, helps him with his
It
public
probably
speaking.
helped him with the public speaking.
Yeah.
Probably helped him get over his fear of public speaking. He probably says, if it weren't for Del Close, the founder of the IO Theater in Chicago there, I would have never been Pope.
I learned yes and God.
Yes, and he died
Not
for our
us.
sins.
yes, and the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit.
Yes.
Amen.
Yes. The Father, yes.
And the Holy Spirit. Yes. And the Holy Ghost.
Son.
And the Holy Ghost.
And we don't know anything, do we?
Yeah, I should know more, but I'm not confirmed, so it's
Hey,
not my problem.
Not your problem. And I obviously didn't grow up like that, but I did pay tuition at a Christian institution, so I think I get into heaven. I think that counts. I wasn't baptized, but I did give a church a lot of money.
So I'm baptized.
in a
I'm
way.
going to heaven, but because I'm not confirmed, I got to wait.
Okay.
So there's a line. It's almost like TSA pre-check, I think.
Oh, yeah. Well, you don't have pre-check, is what it sounds like.
I don't have pre-check.
You don't have pre-check.
And
You're going through the regular line.
Yeah, with the
And
rest.
I think I'm going through clear because it's like I paid a lot of money for it.
No,
but
you're
like,
on standby.
Is it faster?
You don't even have a ticket.
Is it even faster? I don't know.
I don't know. It seems like it. I signed up for it.
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of the goal.
I
But
paid a
every
little-
time I go, it's like the line's just
Pay a
as
little bit of
long as
money
the
into
other
it, but
one.
am I really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Going clear.
Is this even directly affiliated with any of the organizations that I need to be affiliated with? What is Clear?
Yeah. Wait, I wonder if Clears got sued by Scientology because that's their thing, going
Yeah,
clear.
Going Clear.
I wonder if they.
I mean, they're still doing it.
Do you,
And the Scientologists are very litigious.
when the wife went through Delta, we got separated in lines because she has Face ID, which is like she signed up and didn't even know, and basically she just shows her face and doesn't have to show a ticket or a driver's license or anything. She's in the
I
data
don't like
bank,
that.
and only Delta thing. Here's the thing,
I don't like that one bit.
I love it.
Oh, I don't like
love
that one
it.
bit. I don't even have Face ID on my phone.
Why?
Stop taking pictures of my face.
No, I love
I don't
it.
want every computer in the world to have
No,
unlimited photos of my
no.
face.
I want more face,
AI is gonna get a hold of that,
and
and
as
they're
they
gonna
should.
and they're gonna make videos. Buddy.
Good. I'm not making good videos.
They're
Make
gonna,
better
you know
ones.
what they're gonna do? They're gonna make videos, and they're gonna put you in like just the most busted like freaking jeans from Costco. They're gonna make you look like a guy who doesn't care about denim.
Wow.
How do you feel about that?
I'm out there. You know how hard is to book
I thought that'd be the thing that'd scare you off. I really did.
You know how hard is to book commercial work? I don't. So what? It's my AI avatar. I don't care. Get me in.
Get him in.
Get me in.
Get him in.
And they sell it to Pornhub, and they put me in a bunch of porns.
Now
Okay.
that-
Now I'm making love to women, or left and right, or men. Who knows?
Whoever.
Probably men.
Probably, man.
More likely men.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely men.
Yeah, because they get less volunteers for that, I bet.
Yeah. And I forgot to check off that box saying, oh, you can sell my stuff to gay porn.
Yeah.
And you got to read the fine print.
You gotta read the fine print.
Did I at least check? Do I have to be a bottom? Okay.
All right.
All right.
It says it right there, and I signed it. You got me.
Yeah.
Well played, gay porn AI.
Dude.
Gaper.
Ew. You brought her, you gaper. Gape her. Gape her. Gape her. Gape.
Gaper.
Gape her.
I'm saying gaper, not gape her.
Oh.
Gaper.
Okay.
I'm the Pope. I'm a gaper.
I'm a gaper.
I'm a gaper.
Yeah, you know, the Chicago Pope.
Yeah, you know, we don't kink shame. That's the new thing at the church. We don't kink
Yeah,
shame.
we
Me,
shame.
I'm a gaper.
A lot of shaming.
A lot of shaming.
A
Yeah, slut shaming still on the board, but not kink shaming.
Love and the shame.
As long as it's in a married relationship and eventually you're going to put a baby in there. My accent really
What the
went.
hell happened?
Yeah.
You got Texas. What the hell was that? Speaking of Texas, Dallas, Texas, May 29th. I'm going to be there. He won't be there, but I'll be there.
I'll be here watching the dog.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll have a gun, so don't try me. I'm going to buy a gun. I take house sitting very seriously. I'm going to buy a gun.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you just keep it pointing at the door?
Point at the door. Loaded.
Mailman's like
Safety off.
And you're like this.
Get out. Just drop it and get out.
One
That would be really fun to do that. Just one time, point against somebody.
last news thing to talk about before we get into some BITS. Big day for old Edmundo politically.
Go on.
New prime minister.
The corn dog. How could I
Carney.
forget the corn dog?
Carney.
Took home the trophy.
Carney. I love the corn dog. Love corn dog.
Love the corn dog. Corn dog, can we get a repost? Come on.
Corn dog.
We got a Canadian, half of a Canadian.
Sort of Canadian. Yeah,
Yeah.
born Canadian.
He did denounce
Well,
in a way.
Well,
He agreed to. He did service. He served. He served for this
I
country.
serve the country. But corn dog.
Corn dog,
I'll always be allowed back, right?
right?
When everything goes to hell here.
I mean, yeah.
Can I come back with
Can he?
and I have to have a podcast host.
I'm gonna need to come with him.
Yeah.
It's a green card podcast.
Basically, this is basically like a marriage when you think of it. It's
Come
almost like
on.
common law.
It really is.
He's been in my house almost as much as my wife.
And
And the garage counts as the house.
that counts.
So, Carney,
I'm
if I have to
coming
go
with.
back, I can't podcast over Zoom.
can't.
That's gay.
And we know you hate that.
So, Carney,
Come
I need a green
on.
card podcast marriage here.
We need that.
Yeah.
But we're coming,
But the corn dog went to go see Don down at the old Blanco Casa.
Blanco Casa.
Blanco Casa.
Casablanco.
Casablanco.
Casablanca.
Casablanca.
Is that movie about the president?
I think
I've never
it is.
seen it.
I think it, I think you're right. I think it is.
I think it is. It's got to be.
It's gotta be. I mean, this is
Is
simply.
that Frankly, My Dear, I Don't Give a Damn? Is that Casablanca?
Yeah, and the buck stops here.
The buck stops here? Is Casablanca?
And I don't give a damn. Is that what he says?
Frankly, My Dear, I Don't Give a Damn?
And the buck stops here.
And the buck stops here.
Yeah.
And then she says, "Thank you, Mr. President."
Yes.
And then she gets on Air Force One.
And then they free the slaves. Is that how it goes?
I'm pretty sure that's what Casablanca is. Yeah. Never seen it.
If it's
but
not, somebody write that damn
somebody-
movie.
Yeah. God, we're on fire today.
In fuego.
We just wrote a movie. We got marketing campaigns for Tapatio.
There's a team called the Chicago Fire.
Chicago Fire.
I
yeah.
think they're like a minor league team or like a minor league hockey team.
It's not. That's not the MLS team, is it?
It's an MLS
the
team.
MLS team.
They should be the Chicago Popes.
They should be the Chicago Popes.
Although a hockey jersey is the best jersey.
Or at
for-
least, does Chicago have like a minor league baseball team? Because minor league baseball teams, I don't know if you saw one of them is going to be they're going to be the booty divers for a whole weekend.
What?
Yeah, you didn't see that?
There's a team going to be called the Chicago Booty
Not
Divers?
Chicago. I think it's maybe. I'll look it up. Somebody sent it to me.
That can't be real.
Let's see here. The Morehead City Marlins have unveiled an alternate identity as the Crystal Coast Booty Divers that they will wear for a weekend in June. The Coastal Plain League, so that might be independent.
What's their logo going to look like?
It looks like a seal, and he's or like some sort of otter, maybe.
Oh,
diving
they
for
missed a real
baseballs.
opportunity.
Yeah, he looks like he's diving for balls, not booty.
Oh, it should be just a nice, beautiful rump and a guy with like an Speedo just doing this.
Yeah, they really blew
dive
it.
in.
They blew it. Look at this merch. Make booty diving great again. Hats. I don't know. That's pretty sweaty.
Yeah, don't.
I go down.
Okay. Let's have some decorum here.
Underwear with a little treasure chest on it.
Listen, I don't want to be. Listen, as much as this show is not brought to you by the Catholic Church,
It's definitely not also not brought to you by the Crystal Cove Booty Divers.
be the Crystal Cove Popes.
Come on.
I'm all for the Chicago
Come
Popes.
on. Yes.
Did you see the new logo for the Utah Mammoth? That was nice.
No, I didn't see that.
Looks good.
What's a Utah mammoth?
It's like a mammoth, like a fucking elefante.
But like, what is Utah mammoth?
Because they got like mountains and there's.
But is that it's a hockey team.
Yeah, hockey team.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. That's pretty cool. I'm looking at it. I like it.
You should be the commissioner.
I should.
You should be the commissioner of something. Or get commission. That'd be nice.
Get commissioned?
Yeah, for everything we do, like stand up.
Yeah, give me some money.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, have you everything okay with your car?
I did get a Venmo.
Did you really?
I did. I got one
yeah.
Venmo. Shout out to Josh. Josh sent me a little money.
Who's Josh?
You met Josh.
Ah, you know the guy. I thought that doesn't count. Fuck. I thought it was like a real stranger.
It would be funnier if it were a stranger, but no, it was Josh. Josh sent me some money to help me out with the bumper.
Can you tell me how much? Later? Not on camera. I don't want to laugh Jay because Josh he's a family man.
Yeah.
And that honestly, it's kind of a shame that you didn't put that money towards your children and just give this fucking guy.
Yeah. His kids went hungry one night, but
it's like, sorry, no pizza night tonight. I have to I
had to bail out my idiot
my friend afar got hit by an immigrant. I was like, oh, okay, Dad. I don't know what that means.
Okay.
Yeah, all right. When you're older, you'll be glad.
Maybe one day you'll know.
Yeah, one day you'll know.
Speaking of donations, did you see the lady who got a like $700,000 for calling a child a slur?
What?
Did you not see this?
No.
This woman in Minnesota. There's a video of we don't exactly know what happened before the video started, but in the video, someone is like, "You just called this child the N-word," and she's like, "Yeah, I did. He was, he did this or whatever. He apparently like rifled through her kids' things or something." Mm-hmm. So she called him the N-word, and then someone put that on the internet, and then people were harassing her, and she started a Give Send Go, which is like a Christian GoFundMe, and got over $700,000.
What?
And even in the description, she says, and I quote, "I called the kid out for what he was."
Oh, I saw this.
Yeah.
I get.
So
shit, I should get my money back.
My question is to the listeners: how much money will you give me if I call a child a slur? You said you Venmo an amount, a slur.
Oh man,
I'll find a child.
Oh yeah,
I'll do it.
I just want you to know that you're sailing into uncharted waters here, because there are people that the more the money, the darker the more money. There's guys out there who are like, show me the child. I'm like, ooh, yeah, you're getting a lot of money. Slur it up.
Proud non-sponsor of the show
is racism.
Minnesota, yeah. Do they have her name in this? I guess we don't need to say her name. But proud non-sponsor of the show, that woman. And then the NAACP chapter in that part of the country started a GoFundMe for the child who was called the N-word. Right. And that raised about $300,000.
I've actually never been called a slur, even though I am
not even the F slur?
F? What's the F one?
Come on.
Oh, F-A.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's called you that? I called you that right before we started.
Well, that's true. Does the mirror count? You dirty little. And then I get on stage and I kill. Or bomb. Probably bomb. Got any bits?
And, I have an old kind of bit that I was thinking about today that I might try to dig up. I might have tried this on the pod before. I don't know, but my best friend's gay. We all know this. This is famous. Famously, my best friend's gay.
For now. Imagine you're that kind of friend. Like, he's gay for now.
For now. Until further notice. Who knows? Because he used to not be. You know what I mean?
Right.
According to him.
Right.
He wasn't.
Right.
So we'll see if he changes his mind again.
Yeah, sexuality is kind of like the day, Some days eventually gets right back to bright again.
Yeah. Oh, real quick, before we get into bits, should we acknowledge that we got a fresh comment from Lazarus?
Hey.
Lazarus is back.
Oops.
Lazarus, our famous commenter who was writing some pretty nasty fan fiction about us, or I suspect letting AI write nasty fan fiction about us, because as soon as I said, hey, if you're letting AI do this, I don't want it. Didn't hear from him for a while, but he's back. He wants to know if we'll ever do a segment called Does Eddie Eat Cack? And does Brent eat his toenails?
Well, if we get enough viewers in a Patreon, you better believe it.
You better believe it.
We will do whatever.
And for the
it takes.
record, I don't eat my toenails. But when I was younger and I was more flexible and I could get my foot into my mouth, was I biting my toenails? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a flex.
Yeah.
Literally fix it.
I did yoga today. Let's see, can I do it? I bet I could. Look at that.
Oh my God!
could.
Wow!
I really could.
Wow!
I'm gonna go home and bite my toenails just out of spite.
A hole in the sock. That's all I saw.
Is there a hole in the sock?
Yeah.
All right.
That's unfortunate.
It's a little.
Can we get a Venmo for some new socks for this guy? Let's get a Venmo for everything you got going on. And get him a decent watch. You have a nice watch.
Thank you. Yeah, let's leave that. Let's leave the law watches out of it.
Get him more, everything. I'm surprised you're not wearing a jacket.
I'm going to Italy in June. If you want to Venmo me for that.
Yeah, I bet it's for some shorts.
Some gelato fun.
Yeah. Any bits?
Right. The bit. My best friend's gay, and so I feel like I have a. Hold on. I had another thing I wanted to. Anyways, this is it. Does this? Sometimes I feel like the crowd reacts like they don't know what I'm talking about when I say this. Mm-hmm. But I don't like it when I hear a straight guy say that he wishes he were gay because he would get his dick sucked more. I don't like hearing that just because I've seen my roommate get hate crimed too many times to feel like that's worth getting your dick sucked, Mm-hmm. But then one time I came home, or no, my roommate came home and I was in the living room watching TV and he was like, "Oh, you're home. I didn't think you were gonna be home." That's cool. That's fine. I can take my Switch. I'll take my Switch to my room. And I was like, it's cool. You can have the living room. Like, I'm not, it's fine. And he was like, no, I got a guy coming over. His thing is he wants to suck my dick while I play video games.
He told you this?
Yeah.
Why is he telling you this?
I mean, probably bragging.
Probably. Even
but
I
heard
my straight friends told me that, I'd be like, okay.
Yeah, if one of my honestly that's another old Jack related bit that I was gonna do is if my friends talked about women the way that my gay friends talked about men, we would lock them up.
Yeah, we would, as we should.
Yeah.
Interesting. So continue with the bit. So.
Oh yeah. So
the guy likes to watch him like play Switch and blow him or something.
Yeah. So he wanted to blow my roommate while my roommate played Zelda. And
that's his kink?
Yeah. And when I heard that, I thought, all right, maybe these straight guys were onto something.
Oh, man.
Maybe it's worth it.
Tell me if
it's worth it just once to play Wii bowling while I'm getting my dick sucked.
To anyone that says being gay is a choice, well, maybe it's the right one.
Yeah.
Dear God, that sounds good.
Doesn't it?
If you choose that, then you're choosing,
you're choosing a fun.
I'm trying to think where else you could take that.
Yeah.
They really, man, no wonder they're called gay. It's just happy. That sounds so damn happy.
It does.
Getting blown while you're playing Nintendo Switch?
Come on.
That's his thing.
That's his thing.
Wonder how that started with that guy.
Great question.
How did that start? I don't know.
Probably in childhood.
Probably getting, maybe Do we tie it right back to the Catholic Church? No, I'm joking.
Hey, come on.
Anything else?
No, just something I've been thinking about, which is we have an opioid crisis, right? In this
For
country?
now.
We have an opioid
For
crisis.
now.
For now.
For now.
Have you ever taken opiates for like a surgery after surgery or anything?
No. No, I took a T3, Tylenol 3.
Okay.
Does that count?
Probably not.
Okay.
Because they gave me a bunch of Vicodin and Oxycontin after my knee surgery, and I didn't poop for like 10 days.
Vicodin always sounds manly. You're thinking of Viking, like a Viking. Minnesota Vikings.
Minnesota Vikings. Come on.
I mean, tell me that wouldn't be a great sponsor.
That's merch that sells.
That's merch, and it will. And I'm telling you, the concession stands at the Minnesota Vikings.
Ooh,
baby.
They're coming back for more. I tell you what.
Man.
I tell you what.
And let me tell you one thing. The Minnesota Vikings, they got deep pockets.
Yeah.
They will. And that team.
Oh, proud non-sponsor, the Sackler family.
The Sackler family.
Purdue Pharma.
And the Minnesota Vikings, every player can play through pain.
Mm-hmm.
And they will. Where's that team?
Yeah.
Where's the Minnesota Vikings?
We should have a football league where everyone's on Vicodin.
You should. It's called the NFL.
That's a pretty good point.
We come up with so many good ideas.
So
the
many
Chicago
good
Popes,
ideas.
the Minnesota Vikings, the Chosen Frozen,
The Frozen Chosen. Tapatio.
Tap that Tio. Forgot about that one.
Van Leeuwen ice cream. I'm a Van Lunatic. Come on.
There we go. It should be an ice cream insane asylum. The Van Lunatics.
The Van Lunatics.
Are you-
Or do you get Nelly?
You get Nelly to do concerts there.
Saint Lunatics.
Yeah.
Van Lunatics.
I wonder if he had a Band-Aid sponsorship. Nelly.
He should have.
Yeah, had it on the
He
face.
should've.
The Band-Aid, you really missed out on an opportunity there.
But what I'm trying to say is if we have an opioid crisis, guys, we also have a constipation crisis that we're not talking about.
Mm-hmm.
These guys are not shitting.
They're not.
And nobody's talking about that.
But I'll tell you one thing. You see someone who can't shit, I see someone who's conserving toilet water. They're really helping the planet.
So we should be thanking our opioid addicts. I don't know if they're addicted to opioids or if they're just listening to Greta Thunberg.
Yeah. Where's she, by the way?
Space.
Oh, OnlyFans. She's on OnlyFans. Have you seen that? No? Imagine Greta Thunberg gets on OnlyFans. Kind of.
I think she's over 18, so this
Dude,
is
she's
fine.
like 30. What are you talking about?
Dude, I'm gonna feel so old.
Hey,
when
Siri.
you tell me how old Greta Thunberg
How
is.
tall is
How tall?
Hey Siri, how old is Greta Thunberg? She's 22.
22. Okay, so
we just made
yeah.
it. Ooh.
Too young for us to be hanging out with, but
Yeah,
we can make a joke
In
about her
5
having
more
an
years, I'll make a
OnlyFans.
joke that she has a bush or something. In 5. There's no way she doesn't.
Not a day before. Yeah, I mean it's not very green.
Yeah, I'm not making that joke that she has a bush, but when she's 25, I'm going to make
Then
that
he's-
joke that Greta Thunberg has a bush.
Set a calendar reminder. 5 years. Come back.
When she's old enough to rent a car, I will.
And he's gonna have 5 years to write that joke. It's gonna be a good one.
And the punchline will be Greta Thunberg for sure has a bush.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not making that joke now.
Not making that joke now.
But when she's 25,
Don't
that
accuse him of that.
no, because there is no. But when she's 25, the joke is
is
Greta Thunberg has a bush.
Greta definitely has a bush. Greta, come on the pod.
You know what, Greta? No one's watching. We're saving energy.
Hey,
No
think
one's got their
about
computer
that.
on watching us.
Yeah, they're definitely not spinning up any extra servers to
No.
deal with our traffic.
No. I got a bit or two. Let me try it. I did that one last night I had a couple of ones last night that were kind of fun. The one about the name Crystal.
Yeah.
That was okay, figuring it out. I just feel like Crystal is, I don't want to say white trash, but there is a crackiness to it. The name
Yeah,
Crystal.
I haven't run into a Crystal in a long time.
Yeah, they're
but I
out-
think Crystal with a C, Crystal with a K are very different.
Crystal with a C. I in the joke I did say Crystal. The Crystal's a dying name. If anyone knows a Crystal, no one ever says, Crystal's got she's really got her shit together. They say stuff like, she's a lot. She's a lot. And then I did say Crystal's, if you know a Crystal, she's suing 4 companies right now. She's saying stuff like, Walmart better have my money. She's legitimately going into Walmart and falling down. Like, legitimately. Crystals are right now, every Crystal right now is planning a way to be attacked by a CVS cashier. Like, is there anything on my shoulder? I think I got this. She's like, touching me, Sue. And I do like the idea of like Crystal. I want a punchline where she's like, I met a Crystal one time. She's a bit cracky the way and then she was like, I'm Crystal. I was like, I think someone like, what's your last name? Meth or something? There's something there.
Yeah, there's something there.
There's something
yeah.
there. But it is kind of weird that the name Crystal is trashy. Crystals, very beautiful.
They're beautiful, but are they? They're not exactly high class crystals.
No, they're like people like
they're like influencer.
It's like rich people. Like
I guess it is sort of.
shit.
It is sort of rich. Sort of nouveau riche.
Nouveau riche.
They're into the crystals.
Yeah. Anyway.
The Venice Beach types.
Yeah, earthy. People that are like anti-vax but like in an even more annoying way for some reason.
Pro crystal.
Yeah.
Anti this podcast. We can't get a retweet from any of them.
Yeah, it's fine. Ooh, I had a good time. Did you have a good time?
I had a great time.
Thank you so much for being part of this episode of Oh Hell Yeah. Do us a favor. Subscribe to the podcast. Hit a notification bell. Get notified every time an episode comes out. Leave a comment and come see me live.
See the man live.
Dallas, May 29th. If you're at this point in the podcast, do me a favor. If you don't live in Dallas, send it to somebody who does.
Come on.